going?
Ian Fitzsimmons.
Turn music. So today, you're going to be interviewing for the job at Social Place Marketing. We're going to ask you some questions today. Are you cool with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here we go. Tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I am a management major at Mount Mercy right now. I'll be wrapping up my studies in the spring and taking one summer class. I'm looking for a summer internship to begin with, something in the marketing area, which is why I'm here, and a possibility for advancement later on.
Okay. Tell me, why should we hire you?
Well, I'm very driven. I have numerous sources that could tell you that I am adept at public speaking. So in that sense, I fit well with the marketing firm, while combining that with my management degree and ability to deal with people.
What would you say some of your greater strengths are?
The ability to communicate with people from all different types of backgrounds. I've spoken in many different courses throughout my time at Mount Mercy, as well as my prior school, DMAC, and you speak to completely different demographics when it comes to social class, age, especially at a community college, and you had to really learn how to interact with those people and get through to them as well. So I feel like that is one of my biggest strengths.
So we're going to ask the opposite. So what do you think some of your weaknesses are?
Sometimes I get impatient. I'm very driven, and I expect a lot out of the people around me too. And I do get impatient, but I've been working toward funneling that toward positive energy and using it to motivate my group and myself rather than get me down.
So I'll ask you, what kind of environment do you prefer to work in?
I prefer one that has a concrete structure, but not one where you can't step a little bit outside of the box. You have a framework in which everybody is expected to follow. There's a culture where everybody is on the same page, but at the same time, intuition and innovativeness comes to the forefront as well. People feel open and able to talk to everybody at the workplace.
Okay. So, say you rose up in the ranks and you end up being a manager. What kind of style would you have as a manager?
Driven, like I stated earlier, I would expect the most from my team members, but I would also give them the most back. When it comes to management, I believe that the mental state of our employees, I mean that in like their confidence and how they're feeling at the job and whether or not they can perform and have a good time doing it. I see that as being huge in my management style. Happy workers equal a happy workplace, and a happy workplace is one that is productive. So in doing that's my management style.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about, since we were on the top of your management, just tell me about a time where you had to exercise some leadership.
Well, in the spring semester of my senior year, I began working with the Iowa Humane Alliance as a part of my senior seminar class. And in doing so, I helped lead a team to market the Iowa Humane Alliance's not only their corporate message in that we need to get more cats and dogs out the street and spayed and neutered, but also that it's good for the animals and it's at a low cost. The thing that people don't understand, they see these farm cats and dogs and they say, well, they're nobodies. Why should we deal with them? And so we worked with local businesses, including the bookstore at Mount Mercy, and really tried to distribute things like their brochure. We created a new brochure and the bracelets and t-shirts in order to expand their branding. So in leading that group helped me to learn kind of the process I'd be going through in further on in my career. Gave me some good insight on that, and as well how to deal with people in doing volunteer work.
Okay, okay. So what would you say when I say professional? I just mean like in general. What is one of the biggest achievements of your life?
Well, it would have to be getting a degree. In doing that, that would be that will be my greatest achievement. It will be what I've always wanted to do. I've always strived to get a college degree from a good university, which I believe I'm doing. I also would have to put completing a college baseball career up there too. That was a lifelong dream of mine, and I saw it through as best as I could. And I believe that everything you start, you finish. And that'd be it.
Okay, okay. So, this question is, what would your dream job be?
I'd like to be a CEO of a marketing firm like this. I'd like to be able to get a message out and create a corporate structure that is environmentally friendly, as well as community oriented. So, drawing from what I learned at Mount Mercy, I can bring that service work into the corporate business structure. So, yeah, that'd be it.
Okay. So, with that, where would you see yourself in 5 years from now?
I see myself in this company. I see myself rising slowly through the ranks and earning my stripes. I don't think Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will my career. But in 5 years, I expect to be in a position of some sort of power, and being able to allow my leadership skills to shine.
Here's a few more questions. We'll do a couple light questions, and then we'll go back to a couple of serious ones. We like to ask these just to see what people say, kind of let them relax a little bit. What do you like to do outside of work?
I like to play baseball. I do. I play baseball. I fish. I like to work out on occasion. Not a huge gym rat, but here and there. The fishing is a big hobby of mine. I like to go catfishing. I go for bass. Just about anything you can think of around here. So that's one of my big hobbies. I'm also a big sports fan. I'm a Yankees fan, an Eagles fan, and yeah, that's what I am outside of work. I like to focus on my interests, my hobbies, and along with my friends and family. Very important to me.
All right, this question's a little particular, but I like to ask you just to see people's points of view. If you were an animal, which one would you be, and how come that animal? And it's fine, perfectly timed. Good to take your time, needed.
I'd say a chameleon. I'm able to. I feel like I'm very good with improvisation. In marketing, you have to be able to speak to different crowds and be able to relate to them. So in being able to change a tone or a style of speaking, or just a way of thinking and relating to people, I feel like that's the most effective way to do so, and that's why I chose the chameleon.
Okay. A couple of more questions. This is a little more on the serious side now. How would you say you deal with pressure, personally?
I think I do pretty well. I feel as if I can keep myself grounded. Throughout my athletic career, there were many pressure situations, and we learned some techniques on how to manage those and how to put things into perspective. So when I do feel pressured, I try to think of something bigger than what's going on, like a worldwide issue, to put things into perspective for me rather than getting wrapped up in it.
Okay, that's good. Last question. How would you say prior? Would you say bosses and coworkers would best describe you?
Confident, assertive, somebody that isn't afraid to speak their mind but also take direction. Someone that is very proud of their beliefs and stands behind them, and will really go to battle for anybody that he's really in a relationship, like has had a relationship with. I don't think I've got a teammate or a coworker that would say I was a bad person to any of them. I feel like I treat people with respect. So
Okay, okay. I mean, basically that's it. We appreciate you coming in today. We'll give you a call and then we'll let you know, or we'll email you, but we'll let you know as soon as we figure out and make a final decision. Okay.
thank you.
Yep.